Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning, all. Good morning. Yeah, I hope we're all doing great. And hope the celebration is going on well. Hope the celebration is going on well. Hope we are having fun. You know, we are jubilating and marrying because that's the season and that's the spirit of the season. That's the purpose of the season, to marry. Okay, so today I would like to speak on the importance of vision, the importance of being a person of vision, the importance of vision and dreams, why it is important for us to be, to be a man or a woman of vision, the necessity, the importance of vision. Okay? To me, when I'm asked what does vision mean, I have a way of simplifying it, of making it very simple for a layman on the streets to be able to understand it, to simplify it to the barest minimum. So I would say that vision means you being able to have a peek into your desired future and to have a cognitive view, perspective, or cognitive image of the things you want to happen in your future. You being able to envision it, you being able to imagine it. You have to have the cognitive image in your head even before its manifestation or before its pursuit. You have to be able to dream it, to see it, to foresee it, to be able to sit down and just imagine. It's all about imagination. Most times it starts with imagination. You will have that picture of what you want your life to look like in the future, or the things you would want to achieve or bring about to reality. That is vision. You having that foresight, you being able to have a cognitive image or view of the things you really want to happen in the nearest future, or days, or months, or years. Okay? A man of great destiny is a man of great vision. Once you have a great destiny, you will invariably have dreams, even without you being aware of it. It just happens, most times even unconsciously. A man of great destiny is always a man of vision. Like they say, a journey of 1,000 miles only begins with a step. When you are born into this world to do great things, you will begin with God-inspired visions. Yes, I said God-inspired. We have personal visions and God-inspired vision. There are some visions that it is God himself who, put it in your heart. A vision or dreams that God instilled in your heart. He placed it there for a reason and for a purpose. Okay, these are God's inspired visions. God will orchestrate, the desires and the dreams in your heart. He has a way of putting them there for a purpose. For a purpose. Like, for instance, if you're a person that is destined, or you have a purpose in this world, to shine your light in the world, to probably be, maybe you're here, God brought you here for a purpose, for a particular assignment. Say, maybe you came here to shine your light, to mend the brokenhearted, to, take care of, to bring hope to the hopeless, to stand up for those who are in need, to be a voice in this world for those who can't stand up for themselves, who can't speak for themselves. You're basically here to take care, to cater, and to lead others, most especially the less privileged. What God is going to do is He will instill that dream in you. You would want to, cater for the orphans, the fatherless, the widows. You will just have that zeal, that pressing desire to do that. God will instill that in your heart. He will give you a heart of compassion and of love, because that is all it takes for you to be able to achieve that. Okay? So when you lack, most times when you lack vision, right? I'm sorry to say this, that you do not, a person who lacks vision lacks, potentials. In fact, you don't have potentials if you don't have vision, which means you have no destination. You don't have anywhere to go. If you lack vision, you lack potentials. You don't have anything here to do in this world. You just came here to exist and not live. There are difference between living and existing. You're just here to exist and not live. So when you lack vision, you lack potentials. You will not be able to do great things. You are not destined for greatness. That is what it means. If you lack wisdom, if you lack foresight, in fact, you have no greater plans here on earth. You have nothing. You just came here to exist and to vanish. A person of vision, whether great or insignificant, no matter how small, is most assuredly a person who has destination to travel. When you have a vision, when you're a person of vision, no matter how small it is, no matter how insignificant it might seem, whether great or small, once you have a vision, you are a person who actually has a destination here on earth to travel. And you can only arrive at that destination when you have a vision. I mean, when you have a cognitive image or view of where you want to go to begin with. When you have a destination, that is a destiny to accomplish. You have a destination to travel, and you're a person of vision. When you have vision, when you have a cognitive image, I'll keep using that word, or view, you definitely, that is when you're a person of vision. You will have a cognitive image or view of the place you would even want to travel to. It's just like, for instance now, okay, You have that dream, that desire to travel to a particular country for something. If you do not have that desire, if there was no vision of you even wanting to travel in the first place, how would you be able to know, to ascertain the places or the country or the continent you would even want to go to begin with, if there was no view, no image of you planning to even travel for something? There will be a reason for that. You must have envisioned what you would want to accomplish. Then that is where you will now think about the favorable country to go in order to bring about your plans, in order to bring them to fruition. You have to, first of all, know what you want to do. That is dream, that is vision, what you want to achieve. And then you will now start thinking about the favorable place or country or destination to be able to, actualize it more potentially. So that is where the dream comes first. So if there is lack of dream, there is lack, it is ultimately there will be lack of destination. You don't have any destination. If you cannot dream of what you want, you will not even know where to start. You will not know how to go about it. You will not know how to, achieve. You will not know how to achieve them. So you first of all have that dream of what you really want to achieve in the future. You will first of all have to, you have to dream first to know what you really want before thinking about how to make the move. So you have to dream it, you have to envision it, you have to have a view, imagination. You have to imagine it first before you will now know how to go about it. Before you start thinking of how to travel, how the destination, to the route to take to bring it into reality. That is you dreaming. That is you having a vision. That is you having vision. The difference, there is a difference. There is difference between, your own vision and God's inspired vision. I've talked about I've mentioned it earlier. There are distinct difference between both. Okay, there are difference between both. The difference here is that when it is your vision, when it is your inspired vision, your own vision, you might have difficulties pulling through. You might have difficulties actualizing those dreams. You might have struggles. You might have challenges, obstacles pulling through. But when it is a God-inspired vision, most assuredly, there will be divine propellant. There will be divine propellant to thrust you forward to reach your goals and dreams. There will be divine propellant. When it is God's inspired, there will be a way, there will be something that will push you, that will propel you towards actualizing that dream. And most often it is the hand of God. It is divine. When God places a dream in your heart, He will not leave you all by yourself to figure it out. He's going to help you. That is when He will propel you. There will be a divine propellant that will thrust you forward, that will push you through. It wouldn't be by your strength. It will be by the hand of God. You might find it difficult. You might have to struggle to accomplish those dreams when it is your inspired, when it is yourself. But when it is God's inspired, God has a way of helping you get to that destination. No matter the opposition, no matter the struggles, no matter the trials, no matter whatever that tries to get in your way, He will help you overcome those by His power. God is going to help you to overcome those by His power. God's inspired visions are always, when it is God's inspired vision, they always seem crazy or delusional to others. They always seem crazy because they are extraordinary. They are so big and massive. To a layman, it is unactualizable. Like, there is no way on earth this is going to be possible. But you have a God. When it is Him who inspired it or placed that vision in you, in your heart, He is a God who specializes in impossibilities. That is when He will let people know that this is Him, that it's only Him that can do this. So when He wants to place a dream, He wouldn't just place any, He wouldn't just make it small. It will seem, impossible. He will place the impossible in your heart. Okay, let me tell you a short story about myself, right? Let me give you a short story. Some years back, after my youth service program, after my youth service program, let's say precisely 2017, precisely, during one of my midnight, prayer section, I was done with my youth service then, and I didn't know the next step to take. I didn't know the next step. I resorted to, seeking God's direction. That very night, I could remember I cried out so loud to God, making demands for Him to show me direction, making demands. Seriously, that night was very serious. I was serious with God that night because I didn't know the way forward and I needed to know. I was seeking His direction and guidance that night. So, and to let me know what next to do with my life, the next step to take, basically. So I kept on pressing and praying, asking for direction. And after a while, I heard a very loud voice. This was so loud. Not in my heart, not like I heard a voice in my heart. No, it was loud. I think that was the first time of me hearing from God, like hearing His voice. It was clear. I didn't know what I heard, but I knew I heard. It was loud. I had to pause my prayers. And the voice echoed 3 times. Next thing I heard was Habakkuk, 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 3 times. I was like, what is Habakkuk? Is this somebody's name? Because to be honest, back then,